So with Bitcoin's price being at an all-time high, there is the question of if you should be mining or buying Bitcoin. So in previous videos, maybe around a year ago, we talked about the reason to buy Bitcoin miners to actually sell them off instead of actually mining on them. The plan was to buy maybe a couple of S19s and S21s, put them into storage and sell them off later on in the bull run, because obviously mining or ASIC miner prices are going to go up in the bull run due to people wanting to mine Bitcoin at profitable rates. So today we're going to be talking kind of through that, how it would work out, and if you should be mining Bitcoin right now. I always think that mining is better than buying coins, just because the profitability ratio basically means you're getting Bitcoin at a lower price. So to explain that, let's say that you spent 60,000 on electricity and you mined 1 Bitcoin, you would then have a profitability of 27,000 left over. So technically you bought Bitcoin for 60,000. That's kind of the way that mining works and how people are making money from Bitcoin mining or any other cryptocurrency mining. So there's always a need to be mining if it is profitable for you. The main question is, do you have the correct electricity rates to actually be mining Bitcoin? We can kind of go through this right now. So currently right now, there's a lot of coins that are producing a lot of profitability. Litecoin or script miners are producing the most right now. Then we have some Ethereum ones down here, Radiant, Grin, I believe that this is Ethereum Classic, Kaspa coin, Litecoin, then Bitcoin. So you see here with the S21 Hydro, 335 terahash, and this is at an electricity cost of 10 cents per kilowatt hour. So let's say you live in a country that has a bit higher at 20 cents per kilowatt hour. Even with that, you're not going to be profitable on Bitcoin miners. You will be profitable on script ones, but I don't think that that's going to last too much. We can bring it down here to maybe 15 cents. I believe around the US, that's kind of the average. But we still don't see any Bitcoin miners until we get all the way down here. And then you have this in the negative profitability. So this should be shooting up, but the price of these miners has also shot up as well. So the electricity cost is obviously one of the main factors, and then the price for the machine is another factor as well. So let's just bring this down to 10 cents again. And we can look at the price of machines if we just click here on Bitcoin. So on average, you're looking at around 4,000, ranging down to 2,000 in terms of profitable miners that you can buy. But the only thing that I want to preface right now is that these miners currently are selling for around $5,000, let's just say. In the last bull run, I believe the top miners were selling for $15,000 or $20,000 per unit. And there are no new miners that are coming out necessarily from Bitmain. So this is kind of the top end unit, the S21 or S21 Pro. And those are going to be the machines that will be selling for quite a lot as we go into the bull run. And this might have been a missed opportunity if you didn't see the video a year ago about buying the machines to sell them in the bull run, because the price appreciation of those machines is technically higher than Bitcoin, or at least I'm expecting them to be higher than Bitcoin in terms of a 4 or 5x on the money spent on the miner. So you have a little index here of ASIC price index. So this is the joules per terahash and how much you'll pay per terahash. So in the year, it hasn't really actually changed too much in terms of the price of ASICs. But if we go all time, you can see that there's a massive spike in the last bull run and people paying up to $119 per joules per terahash from the range of 25 to 38. The way that it works is it's a price index that reflects the current price per terahash, so how much hash rate the machine has, grouped by the 4 efficiencies. So how much people are willing to pay for that hash rate, times it by how much terahash the machine has. As I said, in the last bull run, it hits up to $119 per terahash on the high end, and even on the low end, it's around $52 per terahash. And then we bring it into our scale that we're working with right now. You can see that you can get 19 to 25 joules per terahash for around $11. So just imagine what that is going to be as Bitcoin starts to climb up going into 2025. People are probably going to be paying at least $50 for this under 19 joules per terahash. So the top one, this yellow line, they're probably going to be paying over $100 for that. And even 50 and then maybe 25 for these two categories here. So it's exciting times in terms of Bitcoin mining and in any other cryptocurrency mining. Obviously Litecoin is doing very well. and a bunch of those mining bells that are on top of it as well. So currently right now we have around 200 terahash from an S21 sitting on Circle Hash. So we're making around $6 a day in profitability. It's located in Texas. If we click here into the miner details, you can see it's average around 200 terahash. And you can see the week here. So this month's earnings is 324. So that's how much we've earned in profitability, and this is how much we paid in fees. So you can see that yesterday's earnings is $9.71 and the fee is $5.49. We're working at a price of 6.5 cents per kilowatt hour, and you can see that everything's okay here, here, and here. Currently have 3 hash boards here and 4 fans that are all working at 100% by there. So this is one of the main ways that you can take advantage, or at least take the price of power out of the equation, is to go through a hosting service. If you guys do want to start hosting with Circle Hash, you can click the link in the description as well to actually get, I believe it's $50 of energy fees already added onto your account when you purchase a miner. So there's a bunch of miners, and you can also buy miners that are 1/10 of an S21 if you have a smaller budget. But remember, all these prices are going to keep going up very, very quickly. So it's probably best to get a miner now, or at least look into keeping your miners if you do have them and selling them off in maybe 3 or 4 months. We also have our lottery miners as well, so our BitAxe, so the small ones. Currently running the BitAxe Gamma, which is 811 gigahash currently. Expected is 1173. So overall, we're working with, I'd say, 201 terahash overall across both machines. This is obviously a lottery miner, so it's not actually mining any Bitcoin necessarily, but it's just there for luck purposes in case it does hit a block out of nowhere. So you can pick up one of these as well if you want to at bitcoinmerch.com, and you can use a code in the description as well. So overall, we are still mining Bitcoin. We're not necessarily buying it right now. There's not really much point to buying it at the all-time high necessarily. It is going to dip off. You can already see this on the 24-hour chart. It kind of dips off there. I expect it to hit up to 90k soon, but there's obviously going to be some pullback, people taking profits and stuff like that. When we go over to this, so let's actually look at yesterday's earnings and yesterday's fees. So this is kind of the calculation I was talking about at the start of the video, where you're getting Bitcoin for a fraction of the price that it is at right now. So for example, you have $11.69 is what you earned, and the fees that you paid is $5.51. So you take our calculator here, so it's just changed there, so we can take this calculation right here and we can minus 5.54, and that gives us $4.17. So obviously this is changing with Bitcoin's price. So that's our profitability on top. Now what we could do is actually a different calculation where we take the percentage of it, and then we would compare that to Bitcoin's price to see how much we're actually getting Bitcoin for whilst we're mining it. This calculation here, which is 5.51 divided by 9.74, that gives us the percentage that we're getting it at. So our original percentage, we had to minus 1 from this to give us the actual percentage. So 43% on top of the Bitcoin price. So now we'd have to take the Bitcoin price that we see here. Let's just go with this figure here. Let's copy that. And then we times that by 0.54 to actually give us how much we're mining Bitcoin at what price. So technically we're mining Bitcoin at $47,000. So this is the reason that you want to mine Bitcoin instead of actually buying it, because you're getting it at basically half the price whilst mining compared to when buying Bitcoin. So you'll buy it at spot price. It's kind of the same thing that you see with futures, where people would over leverage to get a tighter squeeze on the price. And that means in effect, they can buy Bitcoin at a lower price, or at least profit from those lower price margins that we see. So if that was a bit confusing, you can always ask questions in the comments below. Please let me know if you've been mining Bitcoin over this past couple of months or even the years that Bitcoin's been down. Currently, we only bought this, I think it was around 4 to 5 months ago. If we go onto our dashboard here, I believe that we can see our total earnings overall. So total rewards is around $1,000 USD. And I think that this is just going to keep climbing and climbing and climbing. And right now we're basically buying Bitcoin or mining it at a spot price of around $47,000. So around half of what it is right now. So make sure you like the video and subscribe for more content like this.